Melania Trump unveiled the White House's Christmas decorations on Monday, kicking off a season that is expected to bring in more than 25,000 visitors. A performance of the Nutcracker recalled the first White House theme, in 1961, credited BrennerThe New York TimesGood morning. Here's what you need to know: Republicans are increasingly tilting their tax bill to benefit wealthy Americans, in an effort to shore up the support of lawmakers who want more help for high-earning business owners. Party leaders in the Senate can afford to lose only 2 votes for the measure to pass. We look at the 7 Republicans who oppose or have expressed concerns about the plans. Congress would ultimately have to reconcile differences in the Senate and House bills. Republicans hope to do that in time to send a final version to President Trump by Christmas. On Monday, 2 acting directors of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau showed up for work. One brought donuts. Mick Mulvaney, President Trump's appointee who stopped at Dunkin' on the way in, and Leandra English, a holdover from the Obama administration, are engaged in a messy dispute over who will lead the agency. Here's what each party says: the leadership battle is the most recent example of the new anti-regulatory approach in Washington. We looked at how, a decade after the financial crisis, the federal government is easing its policing of Wall Street and banks. Tens of thousands of Puerto Ricans have arrived in the continental U.S. in the 2 months since Hurricane Maria devastated their island. Many are professionals and other young people who would be essential to helping Puerto Rico recover. Their departure has prompted soul-searching about what responsibility they bear. The Puerto Rican way of life is gone as we know it, said a law school student now in New York. This is a fact. Separately, we took an aerial tour of Barbuda, which was completely evacuated after Hurricane Irma and now faces an uncertain future. President Trump transformed a White House ceremony to honor Navajo veterans of World War II into a racially charged controversy on Monday, deriding Senator Elizabeth Warren with his favorite nickname for her. "Watch it here. You were here long before any of us were here," Mr. Trump told the veterans, ages 90 and older. "Although we have a representative in Congress who, they say, was here a long time ago. They call her Pocahontas." Ms. Warren once identified herself as a minority, citing Native American roots. Native American leaders quickly criticized the president's remark, which the White House defended. "We look at the fight for control of the regulator. Listen on a computer, an iOS device or an Android device. We revisited the glory days of Time Inc., the venerable magazine publisher, the day after it agreed to sell itself to the Meredith Corporation." On Monday, Time employees demanded to know whether Charles and David Koch, the billionaire brothers who helped seal the $2.8 billion deal, would compromise their editorial integrity. The Kochs are known for their support of conservative causes. Choco Nuts coffee is not Choco Nuts. In fact, it doesn't contain any. Convincing consumers has been a marketing challenge. The price of a single Bitcoin crossed $10,000 on some exchanges for the first time on Monday, leaving critics and enthusiasts alike stunned by the soaring value of the virtual currency. U.S. stocks were mixed on Monday. Here's a snapshot of global markets. Tips, both new and old, for a more fulfilling life. Do not eat raw cookie dough. Come spring, you may regret the gardening you didn't do in November. Unless doing nothing is actually better. Recipes of the day: orange beef with a side of baby bok choy is a cooked dinner. Martial arts run in the family. In today's 360 video, as a man in Thailand trains his 16 children in Muay Thai, partisan writing you shouldn't miss. Writers from across the political spectrum discuss the conflict over the leadership of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, a royal couple for a modern kingdom. Sarah Lyle, a longtime London correspondent for The Times, reflected on Prince Harry's engagement to Meghan Markle, a divorced American who is biracial, and what it means for Britain. The engagement is significant, in part as a frivolously welcome distraction at a time of unrelenting bad news about the economy, about Britain's painful Brexit from Europe, and about Britain's place in the world. More than that, it is an example of openness and inclusivity in a country that is sorely divided over issues like race and immigration. The prince helped to design the engagement ring, which included 2 diamonds that belonged to his mother, Princess Diana. Watch the couple discuss how he proposed. Here, Grammy nominations this morning. The nominees for the 60th edition of the awards will be announced at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Check back for our coverage. Best of Late Night TV. Trevor Noah has a plan to thwart the Republican tax bill. Quotation of the day: "The only thing I asked her was he nice?" Meghan Markle, telling a BBC reporter how a friend set her up on a blind date with Prince Harry. A painting by a former prisoner at Guantanamo Bay is part of an exhibit in New York of artwork by men who have been held at the prison. A spokesman said the Pentagon was reviewing the way it handles prisoners' art, noting that items produced by detainees at Guantanamo Bay remain the property of the U.S. Government, credit Mohammed Ansi, via John Jay College of Criminal Justice. Though no longer an official holiday in Hawaii, November 28 was once celebrated as Independence Day, or Lekuokoe in the Hawaiian language, the day in 1843 that Britain and France recognized Hawaii as an independent kingdom. The first European to reach the Hawaiian Islands was James Cook in 1778. He was soon followed by missionaries and sugar-cane growers. In 1842, King Kamehameha III, concerned that foreign powers might seize Hawaiian territory, tried to negotiate independence treaties with the U.S., Britain, and France. Queen Liliuokalani of Hawaii, in an undated picture taken before 1893, when she was overthrown. Credit Associated Press. The king had good reason to be worried. The following year, a British naval captain occupied the Hawaiian kingdom for 5 months before his superiors arrived to overrule him. The kingdom's return to Kamehameha's rule on July 31, 1843, became known as Sovereignty Restoration Day. A few months later, Britain and France recognized Hawaiian independence. It was short-lived. A group of Americans and Europeans overthrew Queen Liliuokalani in 1893 when she tried to rewrite the Constitution, and Hawaii was annexed by the U.S. in 1898. In 1959, it became the 50th state. Hawaiian Independence Day and Sovereignty Restoration Day continue to be observed by activists who say the islands are still being occupied, only now by the U.S. Jennifer Jett contributed reporting, ________. Your morning briefing is published weekdays at 6 a.m. Eastern and updated all morning. Browse past briefings here. If photographs appear out of order, please download the updated New York Times app from iTunes or Google Play. What would you like to see here? Contact us at briefing@nytimes.com. You can get the briefing delivered to your inbox Sunday through Friday. We have 4 global editions, timed for the Americas, Europe, Asia and Australia, and an evening briefing on weeknights. Check out our range of free newsletters here.